Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister seems to be the only person that thinks that things are going well in Canada's energy sector. The judge ruled very clearly this Prime Minister failed to do proper consultation. And where he failed, Conservatives succeeded. 4 major pipeline projects built. The Enbridge And on the Kinder Morgan Anchor Loop, Mr. Speaker, this increased the ability of Canadian producers and marketers to access growing markets on the West Coast as well as Asian markets. That's from a Kinder Morgan statement, because that pipeline opened up.
Right, Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, for 10 years, they were unable to get our resources to new markets. And the reason they were unable, despite everything they tried, is they thought the way to get things built to new markets was by eliminating environmental oversight, or obstacles, as they'd say, and continuing to marginalize Indigenous peoples. We know that growing the economy goes hand in hand with protecting the environment and with reconciliation. That's exactly what we're doing to grow our economy and protect Canadians for the future.
Order. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
It is this Prime Minister who has destroyed real economic opportunity for First Nations people when he cancelled Northern Gateway and ripped that opportunity away from so many Northern Indigenous communities. It is this Prime Minister that has made Canada more dependent on foreign energy by killing Energy East. So we have to continue importing oil from places like Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. But it was the Conservative government that got pipelines built, that got our energy to foreign markets. Why does this Prime Minister have it in for Canada's energy sector?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
If anyone in this place or anyone across this country needed proof that the Conservatives don't know what they're talking about when it comes to Indigenous peoples, citing the end of the Northern Gateway pipeline as something that went against Indigenous peoples, proves that they are hopelessly out of touch with the concerns of Indigenous peoples. Yes, there are voices in Indigenous communities on all sides of the debate. But the fact that the Conservative government did not respect Indigenous voices is why they couldn't get things built.
Only Tuesday. Order. 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 The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister's summer failure has also included his carbon tax coalition falling apart in tatters. But even before Rachel Notley pulled out and abandoned the carbon tax plan, this Prime Minister abandoned his own plan. He announced that he would give big businesses and big emitters with big government relations experts a special deal. They would be exempted to up to almost 90% of their emissions. Meanwhile, individual hardworking families will have to bear the entire brunt. When will the Prime Minister finally do the right thing, join the millions of Canadians who are clamoring?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we understand how important it is to fight climate change while building a strong economy for the future and good jobs for Canadians over the coming generations. That means we agree that putting a price on pollution, making sure that polluters pay, is the best way to move forward. Now, the Conservatives do not have a plan to fight climate change, won't tell us what they plan to do. We just know they're offering the same 10 years of Stephen Harper of doing nothing on the environment.